Next up is Brian.
Oh!
A local community organizer and an Occupy Chapel Hill Scarborough participant.
Thanks everybody for being here in this illegal assembly. I'm going to locate myself a little bit where I'm coming from. I'm not somebody who knows very many people in the town government. It is a small town. I wasn't talking to the chief of police last night or any elected officials. I'm just a normal person like the other poor people in my neighborhood. You know, so the way that I'm situated, last night I got a text message. This is so you understand my context. Steve Deere said that we should tell our stories. This is my story from last night. Around midnight, I got a text message from my friend in Oakland who went to the demonstration there with Occupy Oakland. She says that the police have trapped them in a space and are shooting flashbang grenades and rubber bullets at her and her children who are in the demonstration with her. Now, this is the country that we live in right now. This is already happening. It may not be happening to some of you, but it is the reality. It's the reality just like the people who are being profiled in my neighborhood, just like the 2.4 million people who are in prison. We don't have to think about that all the time to the extent to which we're privileged, but I'm going to talk about it right now, right? Now, she said the only reason that they were able to get away, that she and her children were able to get away from the police who were firing rubber bullets at them, is because people tore down the fence that was trapping them in there. Now, first of all, I want to say thank you to whoever took the risk to tear down that fence to save those people. Second of all, I want to say that tearing down that fence, I'm guessing, just like assembling here today, was illegal activity. And when you hear about these people who are getting tear gas, who are getting pepper sprayed, who are getting arrested, you say, well, aren't they asking for it? Aren't they doing something illegal? Isn't that the appropriate way to treat people who are doing something illegal? No! And, for many of you who have participated in Occupy Chapel Hill and thought that you were doing something legal, thought that you were employing your right to freedom of assembly that you believed was guaranteed, it may be a surprise to learn that for 3.5 months now, we have participated in an illegal organization, in a conspiracy to violate town ordinances. But in Roger Stansel's view, and as the town manager, he probably knows more about it than I do, we are that illegal organization. Now, I want to say the only way that we get to employ our right to gather, to talk, to communicate, to interact like this, the things that we deserve as human beings, is by standing up and taking them, not asking for them, not begging, not waiting, And as one of the other speakers today emphasized, and as we should always emphasize, there are many people who would like to be here and for whom it is not safe enough. It is not safe enough to be in this space. It is not safe enough to interact. It is up to us to create a togetherness where we can live our rights, not ask for them, not get them granted to some people, not get them granted to the white people, to the middle class people, to the people who are not in prison, but live them. I want to say, my freedom, our freedom is not conditional. We act on that from the beginning. We do that, and we do it together. And if you listen to the town ordinance, as Miriam read it, he said, these ordinances will be, if you listen to the town manager, as Miriam read his memo, he says, these ordinances are going to be enforced to the extent possible. We decide how possible that is. We already know that these laws are enforced selectively. We know that these laws are enforced selectively because when UNC wins a game, they don't enforce the laws on them. When a lot of white people gather here, they don't enforce the laws on us. Now, what are laws for if only to enforce selectively? Well, I would say the whole reason to have these power structures is to keep the inequalities of our society in place. And the laws are enforced selectively because it's actually more convenient to have everything be illegal, so you always have a justification to crack down on people whenever they are being inconvenient for you. In a society run by bureaucrats, elected or not, it is most convenient if we never do anything. If we stay at home, if we stay inside watching television, and if you don't have a home, don't panhandle, don't be here, go somewhere and die politely. That would be convenient, It's always going to be inconvenient for us to raise our voices. We have to raise our voices in ways that are inconvenient, in ways that are going to be illegal, Because the society we live in, the laws do not represent any kind of moral compass. We have to act on the strength of our consciences. We have to act together, and we have to find the people who are being crushed before they can even connect with us. We have to act together with them to make it impossible to restrict anyone's rights, to shut anyone down. So I want to emphasize again, my freedom, our freedom, is not conditional. If the politicians, if the police want a conflict, they can come to us, or they can catch up and follow us.